What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Diamond Owl Reactions. I'm your host, Paper Chase.
And it's the one and only Diamond Don Juan. We are back with another reaction just for you.
Can you believe it? There's a Ren song that we've never heard before.
It's amazing. What a great day to be alive.
And this one is Money Ties. Is this new or old or?
I don't know. When did it, I mean, why are you quizzing me? Why do you quiz me at the beginning of every
I'm just
reaction?
looking, dude. It's a simple question.
No, I think it just came out. We would have known, right?
1 year ago, dummy.
1 year ago?
Yeah.
Like I said, it just came out. I've been in a cryogenic freeze, so to me, it just came out.
You came out the cryogenic freeze looking older. That's crazy.
You realize I got feelings, right?
What was the point? All right, guys, without further ado, though, Ren, Money Ties. Before we start this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's right, baby. Subscribe right now. All right, let's get into it.
Godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evils. It is through this craving that some have wandered away from the path and pierced themselves with the many pangs of greed.
Money makes the world go round. Money makes a pure man lawless proud. Money makes a man's verb consummate the noun. Cause an action to a thing is inspired by the pound or the dollar. False prophet preach profit and we follow. When the scholar teach dishonor, that's a bitter pill to swallow. The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians, but judiciary are whores. What a shock. When we lose sight of live and let live, forget your soul is made much richer by the love that you give. If you're living just to make a living, that's all that is. And when you're lying, slowly dying, will you die with a grin? Now digging up the root of evil, money too like a blade. You can slice across the jugular or carve and create. But when the money ain't the means, but the means is the money, you start to compromise ideals for dollars, morals get bloody. Now let me tell you a little story about a boy named Ren. Born March 1990 in the Celtic Welsh ends. We didn't have much, but mum and dad, they made enough to put hot meals on the table, fill our bellies full of love. A little sister fell into the picture. Oh my God, we loved her, made our family richer. Then we both got older, world a little colder. Life, it had a way of chipping away at that shoulder. I held her and I told her. Hierarchy, status exists. Sometimes the purity of youth gets snatched, leaving you stripped. You'll learn that love is not enough, it's not a world for a kid. So toughen up and buckle up, because it's bumpy as shit. And there'll be those who take advantage of the light in your soul. And there'll be times you feel the cup you're filling leaking with holes. And that dark can get much darker, we all must grow old. But listen up, my little sister, hold these words to your close. Keep that kind heart kind, humankind are in need. Never ever let this world make you bitter like me. Because this world needs love, and love it leaks from you, see. Sis, this world needs light, and you're the brightest I see. I see your wings have feather more than ever. Mine were torn by my oppressor. Sickness scorn me, but whatever. By your side we fly together. Give me flight when I could never. A releasing of the pressure, and the pressure makes a diamond. I will shine with you forever. Fuck greed, fuck depression, fuck bullies, fuck the jealous. Fuck every man who made you feel less than a treasure. And fuck a world that makes us feel small. Fuck the forces that divide us. Now's the time to stand tall, because money makes the world go round. Money makes the sick boy sicker somehow. Money gets a man mug punched in his mouth. Money run the gang thug, drug money plow. Money makes.
All right.
I love this beat, dude. It like brings me back to like that old school, like the
Boom
old
bap.
school like Nas beats.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely love the beat, bro.
How about the lyrics to the song there?
It's great. I mean, I feel like it's a message we all need, and I mean, it's clear.
We're both very money motivated, so
yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna say. It's like,
I mean, it's been something that's just been a part of my life since I can remember. Like literally being like a kid, like in elementary school, I was out hustling. So we did this thing for the March of Dimes. Are you familiar with that? Like there's March of Dimes. It was like a charity. That doesn't matter, right? Okay. So basically they were like, hey, you know, we're going to raise money for the March of Dimes. And they told us go home, ask our parents, you know, aunts, blah, 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 blah. So we go do the thing. And then at the end of it, you raise a little bit of money and you get little prizes. Like one of them was a book cover to cover your textbooks in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go home and I'm like looking at this book cover thing. It's like March of Dimes. And I'm like, huh. So people just like give you money, you know? And I was like, interesting concept. So I cut the book cover up and I taped it around a can. And I just went to every house in the neighborhood and I was like, hey, I'm raising money for the March of Dimes. People were putting money in there. Would you take a check? I'm like, sure.
Yeah, make it out to Diamond Dime.
So I go home to my mom and I'm like, hey, what do we do with this check? She's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, how do we get the money from this? This lady gave it to me. I told her what I did. And she's like, oh my God, you have to go give all this back. And I'm like, why?
You're like, oh.
They're just like, they'll give you free money if you tell them that it's for the March of Dimes.
The only thing I can see that you did wrong there was you snitched on yourself.
Exactly.
All right, yeah, let's get back. Let's finish this one up, and then yeah, I got some perspective.
Voices that
on the
divide
song.
us. Now's the time to stand tall because money makes the world go round. Money makes the sick boy sicker somehow. Money gets a man mug punched in his mouth. Money run the gang thug, drug money plow. Money makes open case close. Money bend love, make war, make ghosts. Money gives a poor man hope. Money saves lives, takes lives, money both. Money is, money isn't, money's just that. Money's just a concept, people are trying. Tax up the poor man, feed up the fire. Money's just cash. Take money, take money, take money, take. Fake money, fake money, fake money, fake. Money ties, money ties, money ties, ayy. Money lies, money lies, money lies, ayy.
Do you think there was any meaning on the play of word money ties, like monetize?
Mm-hmm.
You think that was meant? Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, we're very both money motivated, but I mean, we all know that money is the root of all evil. It makes people act super evil, and the truth is, like I feel like I'm not a very greedy person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really do share. I'm like I have really good business practices because I own another business outside of doing the studio, and I've always felt like I'm really I'm never.
Yeah, this doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah,
Like, this doesn't.
it doesn't pay the bills, but either way, we have a lot of money invested into this,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm not greedy. I never let it bring me wedge, but it wasn't always that way. You know what I mean? Like there was definitely points in my life where you do let the greed get the best of you, and yeah, man. I mean, it's a beautiful message, and unfortunately, like, not worry about money in this economy. Unclench your fist in this economy. It's like but yeah. I mean, it was a great message behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the story that he's telling his sister about don't let the world change you, don't let it dim your light, don't let it turn you cynical like it did to me. All of those messages resonate with me, and it's been a battle as I've gotten older. Like I've always been a very giving person. I'm not greedy, but I'm very money motivated. I've always been like, I grew up like poor and not having, things and wanting, what the other kids had. I wanted a bike. I wanted, a Nintendo. I wanted the nice clothes. I wanted the things the other kids have, and we could never afford it. And I always felt like less than, so not a good thing, but it just is the reality. And then I got freedom. When I started making money, it was freedom. It was like, oh, I can go do things on my own. I don't have to ask my mom or my parents. Like I'd go mow lawns and go do all of these things around the neighborhood. And that was freedom. It was like, I can buy my own clothes. I don't have to ask them if I can have money to go to McDonald's. I'll just go. So to me, it was like, it opens these doors. And once I realized that, I was like, okay, I'm all in. I'm going to, like I said, it started out mowing lawns and doing just chores for neighbors. And then it became selling drugs and doing other shit. But I was like looking for different ways to, hustle and try to make my way in the world. But I identify with that whole part about the, don't let it make you become cynical, because I had a lot of people fuck me over because of money. Friends that robbed me, took advantage of certain scenarios. And it's hard not to look at the world differently when you are very like giving with people and then they don't ever like respect that or like giving people money, like, hey man, can I borrow,
Mm-hmm.
some money to pay rent? And it's like, I remember a distinct scenario where I gave somebody like $800 because they were like, dude, I'm going to get evicted, blah, blah, blah. And then I was going through some struggles and I was like, hey man, I know it's been a while. I know that, you've been still struggling with money and everything, but I'm in a bad position. You don't have to pay me the whole thing. Literally anything would help right now, like $50.
Mm-hmm.
And dude being like, fuck you, I'm not paying you. And I was like, dude, I want to kill this motherfucker because like when you needed help, I was there for you. And it wasn't even about the money. It was just like the, slap in the face of like, dude, I'm in a bad situation now. And,
You don't have to pay me back the exact amount.
Yeah,
but,
just
hey,
anything.
Can you reciprocate
just
the
anything.
favor
It's like literally like
yeah.
anything, like any amount of money at this point would help. So, so yeah, people get funny.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I remember like my first ever, like when I was 18, like right out of high school, I moved in with my two best friends and we ended up having like just a bunch of issues, money issues, life issues.
Yeah.
Like we were making music together, all of us. And like, I was the only one who, it was all kinds of shit,
Yeah.
and then we just ended up having a terrible falling out. And most of it was revolved around, I mean, there was a lot that went into it, but money was a huge part of it.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was so nonsensical because we were arguing over like hundreds of dollars, and at the time, like we were all working our asses off and, it seemed like so much money, but you look back at it and it's like, damn, I haven't talked to those motherfuckers since. And it was all just because, little bit of money. And that's why I never let money mess with anything again. Like if I go out to eat with friends, it's like, we're not sitting there nitpicking how much, like I'll just pay for it. If we go out, like I don't, and it's something that doesn't even like, if you're my friend, I will be giving and I won't ever anymore expect anything back, cause it's just, there's not a way to live,
It's so funny to me that people think on those terms because I'm the same way. I've had a bunch of friendships throughout my life that were lost over money disputes. And it wasn't on my end. It was more just like, hey, there's a principle involved in this, and again, just like that dude was like, fuck you, I'm not paying you. People feel attacked when you're like, hey, because they feel bad. It's like, hey, I know I fucked up. I know what I did was shitty. I took that money. I never paid you back. And rather than like facing that and taking accountability, a lot of people will go the other direction and, make up a reason why, oh no, fuck that guy, he's a piece of shit or whatever, so that they can feel good about themselves.
So they're justified. Yeah.
So they're justified in not paying it back. And so I've had different relationships shake out like that. Sometimes it was hundreds of dollars. Sometimes it was thousands. But then I think about the relationships I have in my life and I'm like, dude, how can you put a value on that? Like to think that I lost a friendship over $10,000. $10,000 is a lot of money to a lot of people. To me, it's like nothing in the terms of like a friendship that lasts like decades. Like, dude, that's worth, there's no amount of money. Like, 10 grand is fucking nothing, like in the overall scheme of things. And I'll just leave with this because this is a story that just happened like a couple days ago. So I was working with a company. We had a falling out over some stuff. But one of the big falling outs was about a job that went like bad. And I talked to the owners and I was like, this is not going well. We need to redo this person's roof. We need to do it from scratch. We did it wrong. We fucked up. The only way to fix it is to redo this. I have that conversation with the owners. He's like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to give them like $500 off and they're going to be happy. I was like, that's not going to happen, dude. I got into a bit of an argument with them over it. When they chose not to handle it in the way that I suggested, I knew that that relationship was done. Long story short, they ended up getting sued by this client. They owed me a bunch of money, right? But they held that money back because they were like, until we figure out what's going on with this client, we're not paying you anything, that we owed you. So recently it got resolved. Like 3 days ago on Friday, I got a message like, hey, this job finally closed out. It's like, what happened? Well, they had their roof redone by somebody else. They didn't pay us a penny. So my portion of that, what I owed for that job, since they didn't pay us, was a little over $30,000. So I got a message like, hey, we've got a check for the money that we owed you. It was like a couple grand over that, once they took that 30,000 out of it. And I just thought it was very interesting because I'm like looking at that and I'm like, $30,000. That's what my value was to the company. They were willing to terminate a relationship of 7 years over $30,000. Now, it was a new owner that bought the company. There's some other stuff to that. But I was just shaking my head because I was like, damn, man. And that time that I was there, I did like 8 million in sales is what I sold for that company, which mean they made millions of dollars off of me. You know what I mean? But to them, they were like, no, you're worth 30 grand. And I just shaking my head because I'm like, man, that's just so dumb. It's like
That's
just
how bad businesses are ran. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. And everybody's like leaving that company now. But I'm like, man, that's that like money is that they were so attached to that $30,000 and we got to, you know, get that money. I'm like, God, it's just so funny.
No. Some people will never learn, man. But hey, thank you guys for watching. If you had a good time watching this video, make sure you like. And also, don't forget to subscribe. That's right, baby. Subscribe. And join us on this journey of
Do
discovering.
you think if we do it like
music.
this, am I going to get someone a seizure? Or do you think it'll subliminally make them?
Subscribe. Yeah, that's right. Don't forget. Thank you guys for watching.
And we will see you on the next one. Peace.